We have already had 2 of the riders in
Well, hello there.
this class,
I
and we
am
have the
watching some
rest
dressage today.
following now
I started watching this class last night.
to
It
continue
does
with
have
this
commentary.
Adult Amateur
This is
Championship.
via Clip My Horse, and this is the Grand Prix Adult Amateur class. So they're in dressage, they're split between junior and young rider, adult amateur, and then open would be your professionals. So we are watching the adult amateur. So these are people like me that,
Premier Equestrian
ride
Sterling
after
Thompson,
work and,
equine and
you know, we may have somebody help work with us, lessons, obviously. It's funny because she was talking about, whoops, a little hesitant there. She was talking about how all the riders have like people, they have like grooms and this, that, and the other thing. It's just me. So there's a lot of riders in dressage that don't have people. I am one of them. I do not have people. I have people that I get lessons from and that coach me and that help me. But when I go to the show, all of the groom details, grooming, bathing, doing the braids, feeding, cleaning, getting the horse ready, lunging, tacking up, all of that is on the rider. So that's a lot of what happens with adult amateurs is that, whoops, let me put this down a little bit, is that we do all of the work. So, and some of the riders are fortunate enough to have enough means where they can have a groom and a trainer and, and all these other people. But for me, it's me. I do it all. But anyway, so this is an adult amateur. And obviously, we're not going to see the quality of riding like Isabelle Vert or any of the top riders like Charlotte Desjardins. These are people like me, normal, everyday riders trying to get better at their craft. And that was a decent reinback. So the Grand Prix test is the highest test of of dressage. It's the most difficult. The movements come up very fast. That's a medium or a medium trot where you want to have some lift above the ground. They want volume. They talk about volume. They want more volume. So now we're in passage, which is slower than a regular trot. And this is piaffe, so it should be steps on the spot. The horse should lower the haunches and take weight. This one didn't appear to take much weight, but it was a decent piaffe. And now she's going to go into her walk. So this is a extended walk, a little bit of tension there, rhythm irregularity because of the tension. It's not really reaching forward. It's still tense. So I can see what she's doing because the horse is so tense, she's reluctant to let the rein down because then the horse is just going to like trot off. You could see he's starting to want a passage. So she's still trying to manage the walk to get some sort of walk because obviously the more that goes on, it's killing your points because that's one segment for points. Now she's going to continue walking to get to the other side, and then she's going to go back into passage to piaffe. So now she's, I think, to M. There's a set pattern for each of these tests. So now she's in passage, which has got the legs lifting and more impulse, more suspension in the gait. Now here we in our piaffe. And then, so that was a decent piaffe with legs coming up quite nicely. It didn't really lower the haunches to take weight, but that's fine. It's still a good piaffe. We don't want to complain. Then she goes into canter, which from the passage to the canter, that's a very difficult movement for the horse. Um, so they've had to learn all of this stuff in years of training to get to this level. It takes on average about 5 years to get a horse to Grand Prix. And in my horse's case, it can take him 2 years just to figure out that he has to have work ethic and that he needs to listen to me when I ask him to do things. you know, it is what it is. But those were her 2-time changes. So those would have been every second leg would have been a change. There's 9 of those. Now she's got a medium canter. Still looks like she's managing quite a bit of tension. You know, you ride the horse that you have on the day. It may not be the horse that you have in training every day, but you ride the horse you're sitting on. So, and a lot of it is the atmosphere, being in the buildings, you know, whatever may or may not have gone on in warm up and whatever. So this is the canter zigzag, which is the common name for it. So it's 6 strides left, 6 strides right, 6 strides left, and then you change leg every 6th stride. And then, so that's all one movement. It's very difficult to get a high score on that, but I have seen them. Okay, now she's coming into our one-time chemppies. There's 15 of these. And you can see the legs change each stride. Look like nice changes. So the horse obviously has very good changes, which is great because there's so many lead changes by the time you get up to this level. All right, so now she's coming and she's preparing for her pirouette. So she's, well, it's a little flat. Yeah, she ran out of gas, so the horse dropped her. So she didn't have quite enough energy going in when she tried to bring the horse back. The horse flattened out and just sort of gave it up, which they do. So now she's got a little bit more going on. Okay, so she's still trying to drop her, but that was a better pirouette than the first one. So, like I said, these are amateurs. You know, this is not somebody that rides full time every day. And you know, in the professional riders, they're riding like 12 to 14 horses a day. So they ride a lot of horses every day. That's their job. Amateurs, we ride a horse, you know, not every day, you know, maybe a couple times a week or whatever. Um, so obviously, the professionalism is very different between an open rider and a amateur. But she's doing a really good job. So we'll see here shortly what her score is. And like I said, there is commentary here.
Now,
There's a
also
Piaf there.
here,
Let's see
tense
what
but
she says.
active, really the horse trying very hard
Yeah, the horse is trying
to
hard.
comply. In that passage,
That's much better.
I think the Piaf passage was the best down the center line. This
Yeah,
is a very talented combination. It's very
yeah,
clear
and I
that the
agree with
horse
what she's saying. It's a talented
understands
combination.
the movement.
Yeah, so, you know, that's a very nice test. The horse tried. You gotta, you know, deal with what you got. And her score should come up here shortly. If you're not sure or what this is the USDF National Championships. Oops, stop that for a minute there. National Championships, and this year they're being held in Ohio. They have been held in Kentucky, and the weather in the fall and winter has been just horrid. It was snowing and hailing and raining last year, so they moved it to Ohio, and you can see it's indoor. It's a big facility. It's a World Equestrian Center in Ohio. There's another big facility in Ocala, Florida. It's another WEC. It's a different company that owns it, but so you've got this one in Ohio and another one. Oh, she got a 56. So all those little problems that we were kind of talking about really killed her with the score. Um, Anything above 60 is a good score, especially if you're an amateur. Obviously, a 56 is not what she was looking for, but that's what you know, unfortunately, that's what she got on the day. Happens. I was watching one yesterday or the day before. So let's back up here. So this is this competition. I was watching the I2 Open. So the I2 Open is the professional riders. And I'm trying to remember which horse it was. She ended up being excused, but I've seen this happen before. So it's with the Piaf. So let me see if I can find which rider that was. So it's with the Piaf, and what happens is the horse gets they feel claustrophobic-ish, and so they rear. Can't remember which horse that was. Was it this one? No, wasn't that one. It was a lovely start too. I was like, oh, that's quite nice. And then the horse reared, and I was like, oh, that's terrible. But it happens, and these are professional riders, so, no, that's that guy. I'm trying to find the horse. And it was quite nice, and it started nice, and it was down near the end, I thought. Or was it up here? It wasn't that one. I saw that one last night. This is Wallacey. This is a Frisian sport horse. So it's got some sort of breeding in it that gives you the color. I don't know if it's mixed with Irish sport horse or what, but anyway, it's a sport horse. It's not that one. Let's see if I can find it really quick. It was going well until it wasn't, as it happens. I mean, that's just the way it goes. Okay, this one, she's done one piaffe because this is the I2, so there's two piaffes. She's coming into her second one. You can see how the horse lowers its haunches a little bit and takes some weight, so that's what you want to see. So that was good. I don't think it's this. I thought it was a black horse. Don't think it was that one. Beetlejuice. This one's another, or whatever his name is. That's another chestnut. Let's see if it was. I don't think it was this one, but we'll see. So this is a different test. The I2 is the test you do just before Grand Prix. So this is the first piaffe. See, she's struggling a little bit, coming from passage to, this might be it. No, horse is saying no. Not, I don't know what you're saying. Can't do it. Not, no, not listening. La 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 la. Happens. Let's see what we got over here. No, I should probably set this up so I can see comments. I don't have that set up. Okay, here we go for the second piaffe. Yeah, that's a no. Okay, so it wasn't her. Let's see if it was this one. Here's her half pass. Okay, nope. So she got through the the piaffe. Let's see this one. I can't remember who it was. I was like halfway through when I was watching it. And it looked really good until it went off the rails. So it was really unfortunate. Okay, so here's this person's first piaffe. You can see a beautiful passage, lots of air underneath. Here we come with our, oh, it was this one. Okay. So you can see here, the horse is like, nope, 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 can't do it, can't do it. So what happens is the piaffe is actually used to teach the levade, which the levade is where they rear and stand on their hind legs. Um, so it's not really unsurprising to see this. And I've seen this before. We could just go back here a minute. And then what it is the horse feels um, claustrophobic. So the horse doesn't feel like they can go forward. Let's back it up here a little bit. So then instead of feeling like they can go forward, they go up. So it's really unfortunate. Okay, so all right, I think I went too far back. Okay, here we go. Back again. So watch, she's got a lovely passage, 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 and then she transitions. And you see she's not holding, she's not pulling, but the horse feels claustrophobic and the horse goes up because the horse doesn't feel like it can go forward. Whether it's a training thing or whether it's just the horse and the horse feels like he can't do the piaffe, something could have happened in the warm up. Anything's possible, but this is not uncommon. It does happen. Um, just to show you that it's not all uh, unicorns and rainbows. So anyway, this is the rest of the championships. And then also we have um, Lyon. So we have the competition going on in Lyon, France, and we have the Grand Prix. Let's see, that's jumping, 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 dressage. Okay, so this is Grand Prix. So we have the big, the big professional riders going on in Lyon. So that's also happening. And the rider that I've been following for quite some time won, and he won the Zonic Plus. This is a horse
Également,
rider
qui a 9 ans, sont des
been
chevaux donc
watching
très
for a while.
précoces.
It's in French. There is an English translation, but we don't really care about that. So this is a lovely horse. He's out of Glock's Zonic, who passed away after an accident and recovery from some sort of a procedure at the vet, and he had to be euthanized. So tragic, but anyway. So this rider found this horse as a 2-year-old in Portugal, which is interesting. So he found him in Portugal, but purchased him as a 2.5-year-old, and he's developed him all the way to Grand Prix and obviously here to the World Qualifiers. This the 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 bond between horse and rider is so evident here, and it's because he didn't purchase this horse as a finished horse. He's developed this horse himself, obviously with trainers and help. But he developed this horse from a 2.5-year-old. So he has an excellent relationship with this horse. This horse knows him, he knows the horse. The horse performs and participates with him because they have a bond. And this is what you want to see in dressage. You can see this is his lengthening. He's got thrust from behind. He's lifting his front legs and floating them out as he floats across the ground. Beautiful horse, very, very talented horse. I've seen him in the aged classes earlier, so I've seen him coming along. He's a beautiful animal. And his rider, but rides him just stunning. I mean, the two of them have just such good rapport with each other. And this is oftentimes what you see lacking. So, this is my big criticism with US dressage is that we have rich people that buy horses like this one. He's not for sale. He's been offered life-changing money for this horse and he won't sell him. But they buy horses like this and they put a rider on it and teach the rider how to do the buttons. And then they go, to qualify for the teams and, you know, try to win at the Olympics. But you can't buy this. This is something that you develop. You can't buy this type of cooperation, this bond between horse and rider. This is something that you have to develop yourself. So, just thought I'd share with this. This is such a beautiful combination. They're just so nice to watch. You can just see how, the horse is, he lowered his haunches slightly there. He's picking up his feet. So he's taking weight and he comes, I mean, the transitions are just like butter. Such a lovely combination. And you can see why he's been winning and he's the world #1 rider right now. But this is something that I think people need to pay attention to is that you really need to develop young horses and bring them through the levels and develop that relationship with them in order to get this type of harmony because it's just amazing. So anyway, I will leave you with this stunning horse and combination. And I just wanted to come on here and just watch a little bit of dressage. And over here somewhere is, I'll have to figure out where it is. There's comments from my live stream somewhere. I've hidden them. I haven't used this program in a while. But anyway, thanks for coming. And as you can see on the bottom scroll, we're on our way to 3,000. So make sure you do the thumbs up, share the screen, hit the subscriber, and help our channel get to 3,000 subscribers. Also, if you want to help support the horses and the farm, If you look below in in the video description, there's a link there to buy carrots for the horses. So if you would like to, you can feel free to, send $1, $5, whatever you like, to support the horses, and then you can help be like a syndicate type thing to help the horses going to competition as we hopefully someday get to Grand Prix, which the horses are both very talented. So I'm hopeful that my riding will help us get there, especially with all the help from my trainer to help me get my riding improved so that we can have a relationship like that at the shows. Anyway, thanks for coming. And I'll figure out how to do the rest of these features here on this program. I haven't used it in a while, so I was just sort of testing it out, and I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for coming.